Welcome to Paul's Parlor, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Today, I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. I'm gonna do a gaming podcast on the game We Were Here. This is the We Were Here review podcast. We Were Here is a two-player exclusive game, which means you need two people to play it. I teamed up with Alex the Lion in order to play it. It's a game where you're two Arctic explorers trapped in a castle full of puzzles, and you have to use all the clues around you to get out of the castle. So, we first ended up in a library, and the other one of us was in a tunnel, and we had to use the symbols and books and stuff around us to get out. And it's a really creepy game because you can hear scratches on the wall, there's darkness, there's creepy music. In this particular room, we had to match the paintings of weird animals with symbols in order to unlock the door. And to be honest, this game... I'm surprised this game even scared me, because it's not very scary compared to other things I've seen. In this particular scene, I had to stop the room from flooding so we didn't drown. And then after that, we ended up in some tunnels full of dog paintings. And this one was gross. There's literally a dog with his puke just sitting there. It was gross. There's also a dragon in these tunnels, which was weird. Okay, so in this part, I'm in the tunnel, and Alex is in another room looking at a map. And I don't know where I'm going. I'm in a maze. So Alex is just looking at a glowing map, telling me where to go, and I'm just telling him what I see. So I'm saying, I'm at a gate in the corner, and he's saying, go this way, go that way. And the whole time, I'm just waiting for something to jump out at me, because there was actually some kind of dragon down here. At first I thought it was a lobster, because of how small it was when I saw it once, but yeah. So anyways, I got confused a lot of the time in what Alex was telling me, but we figured it out together eventually, and I got out of there. Yeah, and sometimes it would lead me to dead ends, which wasn't fun. So, what are we doing next here? I think we went through the red gate, and that was the way out of the tunnels. Oh yeah, you go past that one. And then there was this part where we ended up in a chess game where we had to solve the chess... We had to beat the chess match before we froze to death, which was really heart-wrenching. And then we ended up in this room full of spikes, and we had to figure out how to navigate a dance floor without getting hit by the spikes. So, yeah. So Alex used the clues on his book to guide me with the clues on my book in my room, and we figured it out. There were these weird, like, compass stories where it was like, go west so and so, go east so and so. And in We Were Here, you don't really get to see the clues very well. You basically have to share the pictures back and forth. Like, if I have a clue in my room that Alex needs in his room, we had to, like, actually use our social medias to share the pictures back and forth, because it was just not as interactive as it could have been. But it was a good game, gotta admit. A lot scarier than I thought it was gonna be. So, this is the last level in the game, and what happens is one person walks into a behind the stage kind of thing. We're in a giant theater, and the levers are for controlling characters. So, and Alex ended up in the audience room with all the pews, and he had to stand on the stage and make sure I was controlling the characters the right way. If we didn't control the characters to tell the story quickly enough, there was a monster in the room that was gonna get us, so we had to work fast. So, according to the clues Alex had, he told me to turn the levers a certain way, and I turned them while he kept an eye on the monster, making sure it didn't get too close. So here I am, clicking on the levers, and in a second you'll see what the monster looked like. So that's one scene down. And this was a really hard game for us to have the courage to play, because... Whoa, yeah, there he is. Hello. It was a really hard game for us to have the courage to play. When we did play this, it would be like weeks in between one level just because of how eerie it was. So this game is definitely not something for you if you're not used to scary games, but also if it's your first time playing a horror game, I would actually recommend it because it's pretty tame compared to other stuff. So that's another scene down. Every time you got a scene done, the monster would move closer, but the faster you got a scene done, the better, because if you took too long on one scene, the monster would get closer and closer, and then it would eventually black out your screen and want to eat you, basically. I had to turn over each of these 6 times, which is pretty scary, and I didn't know if I was doing it right or wrong. I just had to go with what Alex told me. So by this point, the monster is down in the middle of the pews, really wanting to get at Alex. These levers were kind of confusing to turn because left was right and right was left, and yeah, it was, confusing. One thing I want to point out is, this game is really easy to platinum if you pay attention to the trophies. And that was our goal. We decided, since we were only going to play this once, since it was a 2-player game and we were the only 2 players in it, we decided to go straight for the platinum. So basically you just need to play through the game at least 3 or 4 times. There's 2 roles you do, one's the librarian, one's the explorer, and each person needs to be at least one or the other once, or twice. So now you see we're almost at the end of the puzzle, the monster's getting closer. And now we're on the last scene that I gotta do. And I was concerned because I really didn't want to lose. We had already lost once before. So I mustered up my courage and started counting the levers very slowly, very carefully, because I did mess these up a lot. So then I hit this, do that, drop the scene, trap door opens and we escape the monster. Don't turn around or you'll miss him getting you or something. So we made it down into the hole, and we found the exit, and the monster was actually like roaring at the trapdoor. He was complaining that he didn't get to eat us. And then, yeah, this was the point where we actually got to see each other, because for most of the game you don't get to see your teammates, so we were kind of relieved to be back together, even though it was like just a game, and we were obviously not in the same room playing it. So yeah, at this point, one person has to stand on the button to open the gate while the other person goes on. And I'll take this time now to read Alex the Lion's review on We Were Here. It was a bit scary, fun at times, definitely not for the faint of heart, enjoyable if you're a fan of mysteries and horror movies. Even though I'm not big on horror, I am a huge mystery fan, therefore it worked for me. As for the game, having 2 players required to play, it was alright from that point of view. I would have liked it if we could have seen each other during the puzzles, but it was a good communication exercise. So there you go, I let Alex go on while I stayed behind, and we were just having a fun little skit here saying, I'm gonna stay and you have to go, bye. As I stepped back into the freezing cold, I wondered, was there another way? Was this sacrifice necessary? Have we been here before? We were here. And thank you everybody for watching the episode. Just a quick note, We Were Here is a PlayStation Plus exclusive game, so make sure you have that set up on your PlayStation if you plan to play this. Like, share, and subscribe for more. I'll be doing a slideshow on this next episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye!